Hello, everybody. My name's Tom. I'm going to be doing my MPA3 today. I will be doing 5 readings, narrating only the first 5 fields of view with the swimming lane approach. My dilution today is a 1 to 5, and we're going to be looking at some compost. My screen is a 200 by 300 micrometers. And I've got my 400x dialed in and shadowing, so we should be able to see everything pretty well. I might want to darken that just a pinch, I think, just so to make sure that the recording is not going to be too bright. I seem to be having an issue with brightness a little bit. After I record, it's just a lumen or 2 brighter on the screen or on the recording than it is that I'm actually seeing. So. And to give you guys an idea, there's going to be a little shakiness here. I'm in the process of moving, and my house is packed up for the most part, and we're going to be moving here in a couple weeks. So I'm using a utility table, and I've got my computer up a little bit higher so I don't hurt my neck, because I've been doing this so much looking down and being on my cell phone answering questions for people that yeah, it's wearing on my body actually. So what we're going to be doing here is starting in the upper left. So we're going to move to reading area 1, and there we have it. All right, let me get you in focus. Looks like a little actinobacteria right down there. And I also have my handy chart here that I made. It helps keep everything in order. So let's see. A lot of movement. Looks like to be all bacteria. I don't see any testates and no fungi. Taking it to the top of the water column and moving back down, being sure to look around the frame. Looks like possibly a mycorrhizae spore right around here, a disc, some flagellate cysts, I believe. Still working out cercozoas and flagellate cysts, but I believe that's a flagellate cyst. So I see a little bit of actino right here. So I'm going to record that. I don't see any movement around the frame. I'm going to do my best to speak up because I was told I was a little mumbled in my last one. And I appreciate the positive critiques by the Soil Food Web mentors. That has been wonderful help. Oh, almost forgot to get my little measuring string because we're using the screen. Although I've gotten a whole lot faster when I'm looking through the microscope, but it's very different on the screen here. So I'm going to say that actino looks to be, I'm going to call that a 0.1. Actually, it's like a hair longer, but we're gonna call that a 0.1. All right. 0.1, excellent. And we're just going to move forward here. I don't see anything else moving around. So there we have field of view 2 on reading area 1. And let's go ahead and go to the top of the column. No flagellates seen, and no fungi coming out of the organic matter that I can notice. Okay. And my assessments to date have been accurate as far as my mentor has expressed, with the exception of my time. I've been a little bit long, so we're going to try to speed this one up a little bit. And the last time I tried to do that, it took, or it seemed rushed, he said. So my goal today is to be relaxed and go fast. Whereas I'm more of a 45-minute guy because they just all seem to be 45 minutes. Oh, there looks like a budding spore right here. Possibly a Basidiomycota. Don't see any flagellates. Oh, no flagellates or testates that are popping out. And no fungi appears to be in the frame, which is not good because we need all of our members, or at least 3 of them, in the first reading area. So this worries me a bit. I hope I'm not wasting my time here. Again, it's a little shaky. I don't really have an option on a different table at this point, unfortunately. So we're going to take it to the top of the frame and back down again. Nothing particular. So that's going to be an NA on that field of view. We're going to move forward. Yes. Alrighty. That is reading area 3. Get you in focus. Come on, guys. Let's. Ooh, there's a hyphae. Yes, sir, indeedy. That's a beautiful. Look at that. It's a clear hyphae, but I can see that looks like a very strong septa right down here. A good wall, and that looks like it might possibly be. No, I don't see an opening to where it could be a testate. And just real quick, looking around to make sure there's no flagellates, because man, I've had this compost and tested it, and there was a lot of flagellates in it, and they zoom right by. So we're going to go ahead and measure that fungi. It looks to be about 5 or 6 micrometers wide. I'm going to verify that in just a second. And as far as the length goes, don't lose my board. Length. I'd say 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually 6. So we're going to go. Let me make sure it's not longer. Again. Oh, it is longer. Oh, it's going all the way up. It's going all. Oh, and there's another one. Wait a minute. Is that a fungi there? Ooh. Yeah, I see walls, but they are very weak. They're very thin walls. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to go back and measure this other one, but I see a wall here, and there was a wall right there. I'm going to leave the mouse there so you guys can verify. But that looks to be septa walls, but they are not strong. But I do believe that's a fungi, so we're going to be measuring that. So let me go back down to this other one though, before I jump ahead here. Let's see here. That looks like that's a good one. We got so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 9.5. That's almost a 1. But I'm going to put down 9.5. So that is on field of view 3. That's a 0.95. And we're going to call that. Oh, there's right here is a bacteria inside. And I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. It's looking like a 5, man. 1, 2, maybe a 4. I'm going to say 4, actually, now that I'm seeing those little ones down there. So, yeah, I hope you guys can hear me okay. This is the first time I'm using my new computer to do the higher resolution so that there's no frame rate issues. It took me all day to get this set up with all the software, so I'm hoping. Okay, so we're going to go with a 4 on that. 4 micrometers in diameter. And that is a fungi, and it is clear, and I don't believe it's oomycetes because that is very uniform and there is no vesicles visible. So we're going to move up. Let me double check here because that might be a testate, but it's all, that doesn't look like a testate form. So we're going to call that organic matter, and we don't count mycorrhizal spores like the discs that are right there. This is an interesting, looks like maybe a dormant form of an organism, but again, no opening, so we're not going to call it. We're not going to call it a testate, and I don't see flagellates running around here. So we're going to go back to that other fungi, back to the top here. And oh, and there's some actino right here too. So right there is actino. And that looks like, I want to say a 2, maybe no, it's a 1. So we're going to call that a 1 on actino, a 0.1, excuse me, 0.1 actino. And now for that fungi, actually, let me look at that end. That end, make sure that's uniform on the, yep, it is. And yes, that is a brittle break at the end. Oh, I see another. It looks like that actino actually sticks out right here. That's going to be hard for you guys to see, and that's a trick, man. Is like if I see something and you guys don't, then I'm counted wrong. But I see a line here. It starts here and it goes down, and it's very thin. Just see if I can move back and forth just to give you guys an idea real slow. And I can see little dots inside, little white dots inside a clear hyphae or a clear filament. So we're going to count that as actino, and I believe that's another 0.1. 0.1, and that particular tan fungi, 1, 2, 3, we're going to go with a 0.3. And that to me looks like 1, 2, looks like a 3. Maybe it's 2.5, I'd say. I'd say 2.5. So 2.5, or yeah, 2.5 on the micrometers, 2.5 micrometers. And that's a fungi, and it's tan. Okay, excellent. Moving forward here. Oh, before I go forward, let me just double check because there may have been a flagellate. Or may have been a flagellate just pop up and zoom right through. They do little zoomies. This is not uniform. Actually, it's pretty close. It looks more like a fruiting structure of maybe a zygomycota. But I think we're going to count that because it is in the realm of being uniform. It does have a smaller tip on it though. And that is one of the requirements for uniform measurement. So because this end is smaller than this end, I'm going to call that organic matter. All right, and we're just going to move forward here. I don't see anything else that we need to dwell on, and we're short on time. So, ta-da! What do we have? What do we have here? That looks like maybe a spore in the bottom left. No flagellates, and just double checking real quick before I get off track. Don't see any flagellates zooming around. No, but this possibly might be a type of spore. I'm not real sure. I don't see a flat spot where it could be an opening. And I don't see where I can clearly make out an organism inside. So let me double check what I want to see what's in that top left corner. Oh, what is this? That looks like, no, I see a break up here. So that is not a testate amoeba. No flagellate. And whatever's in the top has a point, so it's most likely a trichome, probably. All right, let me just move the frame just itty bitty bit to see if that is a testate, and it is not. So moving on. There was nothing to record in that last one. And here we have our last field of view where we will be communicating. I'm very sad to see that there are no flagellates in this, because there was a load of flagellates before the rainstorm that we just got, which makes me a little worried. And it got really cold. It dropped down to 20 degrees this morning for the first time this year. So that could have something to do with it. Again, that piece of what looks like possible filament here appears to have a tapered end on the top. And I'm not seeing any flagellates or testates. Let me go to the top just to make sure. My dirty cover slide. Yeah, this looks like smaller than this end, so I'm not counting that, and it's just not clear. So I don't see any flagellates. I'm looking real hard too, not seeing them. So that concludes our verbal section, I believe. Narration. I'm going to put an NA down for that one. But we do have actinobacteria and we do have fungi. So that means we can continue. This is excellent. I'm not seeing any actino, which is unusual if you're not seeing all the other stuff. Usually there's the other organisms, but I'm guessing it's the cold. So, okay, guys, I might not talk, but that's hard for me. So we'll see. There's a hair shooting all the way across the screen. Speak of the devil. You guys can see, just to clarify, it's you can see it here, and it shoots all the way down this way, all the way in here. So I'm just going to count. That's a tricky one. I can only count what I can see. So we're going to count. It's going to be I want to say roughly a 2, 2, and 2. And it's a 1.5, 1 3/4. No, it's a tough one. I'd say it's a 2, 4. I'm going to say 6. I think that's a fair assessment. Okay, so and that's a 0.6. for actino. And we are on field of view 1, so 0.6. Okay, no flagellates that I can see. Let's see if I can get just a hint. It appears to be possible fungi right here, but I can't make it out. So we're not going to count it because we can only count what we can measure. And if you can't measure it, you can't count it. Not sure why. There's a lot of liquid rushing out. There's a lot of movement in a lot of disturbance in the liquid itself. I might better hurry up in case we go dry. There's a lot of movement now. It must be going dry on the corners. Okay, I'm going to go, and oh, it might be a rotifer. That's probably what that is, I wonder. Interesting. Okay, so moving on here. Not seeing any flagellates off the top of my head. So nothing to record. Oh, nope, nope, nope. I see. There's no bend in it. That's actino. Or is it? Or is it? Well, it's moving now. I think that was the lactobacillus. It's possible. It was hard to tell if it had a bend or not, but it's gone now. Okay. I see that actino. Call that a 1 point or 0.125. You know. Looks like a spore next to the organic matter. That is possibly an arsula. I'm gonna look through the screen or the microscope just to make sure I don't bump anything. That is not an arsula. There is no opening. It looks like an opening the way it is there, but through the microscope, it's definitely no opening. Okay. Is that a flagellate? No, the upper left has the morphology of a flagellate, but no flagella. So don't see, there are some tiny flagellates in here. I got them on the last assessment I did of this, but I don't see them now. So okie dokie. That's going to be just that actino then. Okay. And here we have another field of view. It almost looks like there's a fungi bottom left. I can't really make it out, so we can't count it. Can't measure it, you can't count it. That's the rule. Okay. I'm so sad there's no flagellates. Where'd all my flagellates go? This was loaded with protozoa just a week ago. That's just insane how quickly they just disappear. Not measurable. Craziness. I don't see anything count. All the way to the top, just to make sure, all the way to the bottom. No protozoa, no flagellates. That's an NA. Oh, there's an actino. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness gracious. We got some facultativeness going on here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count that as a 4. 0.4. Not that I need to tell you, though. 0.4. All right. Not seeing anything other than that actino. So, all righty. No arsenals, no amoebas. No flagellates. Huh. All right. That would be 3. Oh, actino again. I knew I'd start seeing actino because all the other organisms are gone. All right, it's in the bottom left. It's going to be a hard one for you guys to see, I think, but it's right here. It goes all the way up right there, comes down. And I'm going to call that a 2.2. Okay, moving forward. Hmm. That's possibly a cercozoa, but we're gonna go with a cyst. Maybe a cyst or a ciliate or a flagellate cyst. It looks like it's one of the ones that's right in the middle of the size differences. All right. Nope, nothing to count. It looks like a little piece of fungi. Yeah, it is not uniform. It's all lumpy. The outside walls are not uniform. That's organic matter. It does have a relatively clean break, but I'm not counting it. It just looks, if it is a fungi, it's dead, so it doesn't matter anyway. That's the way I see it. It's organic matter. Oh, so actives. That's what we need is actives. All the way to the top, back down again. I do not see. Ooh, what is that? No, it must have been bacteria zooming by. Ooh. Nothing in particular. Another NA, man. I'm sorry this isn't that interesting. I saw movement and got excited, but it was organic matter. Okay. So holy cow. I really didn't think it was going to be this boring after seeing so many wonderful organisms before. Yeah. Another inning. Be an amoeba, be an amoeba. Not an amoeba. Ooh, ooh, actino. The budding spore. Looks like possibly an oomycetes, to be honest with you. But It's hard to tell. And we can't measure the butt itself, so that's a no-go on measurement. It's like an ascospore in the bottom. I like that football though. That's a good one. Is that a flagellant in the bottom? No. It's hard to tell, man. It's got a lot of turbulence. Some assessments are easier than others for sure. So that's an NA on that one. Just making sure. Yeah, okay. Not one flagellate. Crazy, not one flagellate. Ooh, I gotta get my posture better. Oh. There's a lot of bacteria. At least that's promising. All right. Ooh, some actino right there too. My goodness gracious. Right there's where it is. Just so you guys can see. Right there. And it's about, I want to say 1.5, so 0.15. No, it's a tough one. Looks like to be actino right there, but it's got a bend in it. But it's not a bend like a lactobacillus bend. It's not a curve. It's more of a 90-degree. So I think that's actino that grew through something like a rock and had a bend to it. Oh, I'm going to call that. That's a 0.075, I believe. I think that'll do it justice. And let's move on to our last field of view. I don't believe that's pointed top left. I don't believe that's actino. It's hard to tell. I can't make it out. Organic matter. All right, guys. Well, time. Stop that clock, please. I just wanted to say thank you guys for helping me learn this vital information. And thank you so much for taking the time to look over this extremely boring assessment. This is one of the dullest ones I've been. But since I have to be within 30 minutes to pass this course, this might actually be sufficient. And if not, I have tons that are 45 to 50 minutes that have wonderful organisms. And I would love to share them with all of you. They're on my YouTube channel. So that's permaculturewomankin.com. I hope you guys are having a great day. And that concludes our session.